The Modern Matters Podcast.
This I've been working on for quite a while. I forget what episode it was that we talked about AI art and Midjourney.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically Midjourney. We had Unmesh who gave us that. That was my first introduction to it, really. So I've been playing with it for months now. And it, like all AI, everything that's existing, Chat GPT and everything in the world, it's excelled so much. So I think it was version 2 when Unmesh was talking about it a few months ago. It's now up to version 5.
Wow.
For Midjourney specifically. And so I've been playing with it, trying to get it right, which it doesn't really do. It never really gets things right, which is part of the fun. So I thought I would make a couple pieces.
This reminds me of this. I just want to bring it up in light of the name of this podcast. Did you recently hear the news about the Drake song that was done by AI? I thought you might find that interesting. It just sort of is aligned with the topic of how much is actually being done with the form of AI, and it's a pretty trending topic. So sorry to interrupt you there, but I just thought that was kind of neat.
But this was the guy that you could make up your girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? And hide it with your family.
Right. Yeah. So essentially, the ones that I've been looking into, but the specific one that I've been using is Midjourney, and you use prompts. So with version 5 that's out now, it's requesting more colorful language, where before you could kind of list what you wanted. You could say female, white shirt, glasses, brown hair, tied up, and just put commas, and it would do it relatively well. Now they're saying be flowery with your language and make a sentence and see how well it'll nail the sentence. It's actually starting to get a little bit more realistic with the photo side, whereas before it was more like digital painting.
All right.
So digital paintings have a different look than
it's interesting. AI topic.
So the first
future.
one we have, we'll do Kristina, and this is Kristina receiving a special K therapy.
My God. Oh my God. Am I in a hospital?
Well, you're in the clinic where they do
They're plugging
special K treatments, right?
It's like vitamin doping, but you're doing special K doping.
My God. Look at me.
Yep.
You didn't use any photo of her at all?
You have to use certain photo references of certain pieces that you need, and let me tell you, it doesn't do them correctly. It takes a long time. So the other one that this is Midjourney, but the other one is Stable Diffusion. And Stable Diffusion trains itself on the photos that you use, similar to the ones you guys were using, Lensa, I think it was.
Yeah.
You would put in a bunch of photos and it would learn what you look like. Midjourney never does that, so it's never really trying to get the likeness. So I have to really try to get it to be as close as possible.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It doesn't really look like you, but
I mean, this part, the eyeball part and the hair, you would do a double take.
I want to show you the many dozens of misses because they don't, and that's why it took me so long. Because truthfully, and I've done it for all of us, but it's not flattering when you type in exactly what you're looking for and then you use like a face reference. Yeah. It really doesn't look like how.
Like we could talk about the fact that special K drip line is not even going into your body.
I drew that in. It did. It did.
Wow, she's hardcore, right? Okay. She's really trying to do it. But I think the look of the background and sitting in a hospital room, I'm like, I can kind of see it. I look like I'm being visited by God, though, because there's a light on my face.
Well, okay, so this is another trick, too.
Okay.
The light, when you're using this specific language, I request cinematic lighting so that it's darker, so that the resemblance
is less noticeable.
Lighter in the dark.
Yeah. If you don't use cinematic lighting, it gives very front-on lighting, and then none of them strike any resemblance to what you actually look like.
That is awesome. Wow, Bret. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have Candice with
I look crazy.
with a magnifying glass looking for wedding rings in the gym.
I kind of see her.
For wedding rings in a gym.
Yeah. Look, I do
Swoll.
see it. The green shirt. I think I've seen you wear that.
I use the photos that we use for our promo for the podcast. So
my hands.
Even yours, Kristina, was your promo. But then I had to go in and Photoshop your hair darker because
I'm not blonde anymore. Yeah.
So what is crazy is because I've done a few, and like I said, it took a while to get the resemblance even as close as it can be. It's
kind of creepy.
It kind of uses the same people because it uses a data set that it's trained on, right? So whenever I have Candice, it's always giving me this certain person's face because I've done a couple different poses and I'm like, this is the same person as a reference.
I just want to say
hands.
the hands are freaking me out, but also,
pretty
oddly
good.
enough, throughout my life, people have always made reference that I look very cartoon character like a brat doll. Someone once told me. So it's funny when I see these because like I don't see any resemblance other than my hair. Really.
Well, I was just thinking like the storyline that you're stealing.
I'm looking for rings in the gym.
Yeah, I think that is on point.
That's on point. Yeah.
Now you're looking for wedding rings in the gym, but I see it. I do see it.
There was
The eyebrow.
the eyebrow, I think,
And
is
the
what sells
hair.
it.
Yeah.
I should have pulled up some of the misses because so when you put it in, it gives you 4. It gives you a tile of 4, and you can either do a variation of one of those 4 or redo the whole thing. So with Candice, I had to redo a bunch, and it always threw in a guy. So it would be like exactly with a beard every single time, and it was using the same guy. It looked like
my
so.
God.
Amazing.
It was.
There you go.
So lastly,
Wow.
for me, it had a hard time with me. It basically just put a big overweight dude with a beard was every single attempt that I
Brett,
did.
are you-
So the only way I could get any sort of resemblance is to make it look like a Pixar.
I think I love this.
So this is me at a yard sale where the price master is in charge.
Brett,
But at
I love
night
this
for some
one.
reason.
This one is my favorite.
I think this
actually.
is my favorite.
Yeah, for sure. Well done, Brett. And AI. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, that's
hey?
incredible.
Yeah.
And Brett, like, I actually see you there.
A little bit,
The
yeah.
hand in the pocket,
Yeah,
the
the
eyes,
toque.
the facial expression. Look at the beard.
Yeah. The
So I
Little
will-
white kind of.
I will say out of the gate when you first spit it or when the AI spits it out, it isn't exactly perfect. You do have to have some Photoshop skills to adjust certain
That's
things. So
great.
it didn't really give each one of them. I don't know why I put the little tuft of hair out, the little
It knows.
it knows
Yeah.
knows that I was a hipster at one point.
Well
love it.
done, guys.